Good morning, children. So in last class, we discussed about classification of elements and periodicity in properties of your first PUC, nothing but class 11. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about second chapter, that is structure of atom. But before discussing structure of atom, let me explain two things. So one is 6 most important chapters for your NEET. Okay. So we have 3 parts. One is inorganic chemistry, another one is organic, and third one is physical. In inorganic chemistry, the most important 2 chapters are, one is chemical bonding and molecular structure. This is from PU1. And second one is their P block element. That P block element is also present in first PU as well as in second PU. But in case of first PU, we discussed only about 13th group and 14th group. But in case of second PU, that syllabus consists of 15th, 16th, 17th as well as 18th group. So first PU nalli 2 group discuss ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ 13 and 14. In second PU they discussed about 15, 16, 17 and 18. So here 14th group is there. That 14th group is nothing but of first PU. 16th and second is that is from second PU. In case of organic chemistry, first chapter general organic chemistry. That general organic chemistry is in first PU. Aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids ನಿಮಗೆ discuss ಮಾಡೋದು second PU ನಲ್ಲಿ discuss ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Again in physical chemistry we have first PU equilibrium chapter and another one electrochemistry from second PU. So just observe ಮಾಡಿ. So ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ mention ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು 6 most important chapter by analysis of last 12 years papers. So AIMS, AFT as well as NEET. So ಆ 312 papers na analysis ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು classification ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. In inorganic we have choose 2 chapters. In organic again 2 chapters. In physical chemistry again 2 chapters. So ಹೇಗೆ guess ಮಾಡೋದು? So we have inorganic chemistry. In inorganic chemistry, chemical bonding and molecular structure ಅಲ್ಲಿ we have hybridization. Another one is geometry and another one is molecular orbital theory. 3 concept mention ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Here I have mentioned hybridization, geometry as well as molecular orbital theory. Hybridization ಮತ್ತೆ geometry discuss ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ we are going to study VBT as well as VSEPR theory. So ಎರಡು theory ಓದಿರ್ತೀರಾ first PU ನಲ್ಲಿ. Valence bond theory, then valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. ಈ 2 theories ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, hybridization of the molecule as well as geometry of the molecule discuss ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So without using VBT as well as VSEPR theory, ನಿಮಗೆ some formulas ಇದೆ. ಆ formulas ಮತ್ತೆ shortcuts ನ ಈ chapter discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. So then we discussed about molecular orbital theory. So again in case of molecular orbital theory, there are 2 things. One is bonding molecular orbital, ಅದನ್ನ shortcut of BMO. Another one is anti-bonding molecular orbital, that is ABMO. So again you check ಮಾಡಿ, from hybridization geometry 1 question compulsory ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Again from molecular orbital theory you people will get 1 more question. At least minimum 2 questions chemical bonding and molecular structure chapter ಇಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And second one is P block element. In P block element ನಾನು mention ಮಾಡಿರೋದು group 14, 16, 18 noble gases, oxygen family, so as well as carbon family. So carbon family maximum properties ನಿಮಗೆ so ಇಲ್ಲಿ count ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು discuss ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು, study ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So that is about 14th, 16th, 18th from P block element. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು properties from both first PU as well as second PU. Now let us move on to second one, that is organic chemistry. So in last class I think they already discussed about general organic chemistry from PU1. In general organic chemistry, important concept nodi IUPAC nomenclature. Next one is isomeric effect and another one is electromeric effect. So isomeric, electromeric, mesomeric, then resonance effects and the 4 effect discuss ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. Out of those isomeric ಮತ್ತೆ electronic effect ಗೆ major importance ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 2 things ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So plus I effect, minus I effect. So electron donating groups and another one electron withdrawing groups. So between these 2 groups ಹೇಗೆ discuss ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, how acidity varies, how basicity varies. Okay, so ಇದೆಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಜನರಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ along with IUPAC, where IUPAC stands for International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Then aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. So in aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids, so important concept check ಮಾಡಿ, we have given naming reaction. So named reactions aldehydes and ketones ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acid ನೀವು choose ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so we have aldol condensation, so we have cross aldol condensation, so then you have Tollens reagent test, then you have Fehling's solution test, okay, then you have Canizaros, then you have Canizaros, etc. So it's a large number of reactions barata. All large number of reactions irodu aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. So nan aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid na yak choose madidini, why not other chapters? So I will give one simple example why I choose aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. So again ಈ question depend ಆಗಿರೋದು ಅದರಿಂದ again previous 12 years papers. Except this, let me take simple RX. It's an example of haloalkane. Haloalkane on nucleophilic substitution, it can form alcohol. If alcohol further undergoes oxidation, it can form aldehyde. Aldehydes on further oxidation forms what? Carboxylic acids as the product. So it is possible to convert haloalkane into alcohols, alcohols into carboxylic acids, sorry, aldehydes, aldehydes into carboxylic acids. So non functional group na haloalkanes in the complete change ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. So here I used haloalkane. Then that haloalkane gets converted into alcohol, alcohols into aldehydes, aldehydes into carboxylic acids. So carboxylic acids are the oxidized products. These are oxidized products. So maximum number of reactions aldehydes and ketones ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ we need to study alcohols as well as haloalkanes. Haloalkanes then alcohols will perfect idri, aldehydes and carboxylic acids will become more easier. So that's why maximum number of questions ನಿಮಗೆ aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acid na named reaction ಮೇಲೆ depend ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So this is about aldehyde. Next one is in physical chemistry. In physical chemistry, important chapters nan two helirodu. One is equilibrium, first punal barata. In that ionic equilibrium, pH calculation. So this is very important question. And another one, Le-Chatelier's principle. E3 concept mele jasti concentrate madirtare. And second one, electrochemistry. In electrochemistry, conductance. So in conductance, you people have three types. So specific conductance ide, molar conductance ide. Okay, check madi. And another one is electrolytic and electrochemical cells. So we know that here it is possible to convert electrical energy into chemical energy and chemical energy into electrical energy. So adr mele cells ide, ee cells ಬಗ್ಗೆ define ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. So this is about six most important chapters for your NEET. Okay, next. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ. Again, most important chapters, again from previous 12 years analysis, in order to score 140 out of 180. So I'm mentioning minimum 140 out of 180. How to get 140? So in NEET, you people have 45 questions. Each question carries 4 marks. So 45 questions from chemistry, each question carries 4 marks. So total you people end up with 180. So chemistry NEET 180 marks score ಮಾಡೋ chances ಇದೆ. Out of 180, at least 140 plus marks na ಇಷ್ಟು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. Okay, I'm not mentioning this is final, just 12 years papers na refer ಮಾಡಿ analyze ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. So from these 11 chapters. Now, first one is structure of atom. Second one, chemical bonding and molecular structure. Third one, yes, from first PU, P from first PU and second PU, D and F block from second PU. So here I covered nearly 3 chapters. Ee content allane 3 chapters cover madidini. So next, general organic chemistry. Next one is equilibrium. Next one is thermodynamics. So here you can observe chapter 1 to chapter 6 from first PUC. Next you check another one we have is solid state from second PU, solutions from second PU, electrochemistry second PU, chemical kinetics, and another one aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. So each chapters nimel cover ಆಗುತ್ತೆ second PU ನಲ್ಲಿ cover ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So ನೀವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಸೊ NCERT ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಏನಿದೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮೋರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡಿ ಈ 11 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಈ 11 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ನೀಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್. So easily you can score 140 out of 180. So this is about most important chapters of chemistry for your NEET exams, where you can score 140 out of 180. Okay. So now I mentioned ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ again. So it just by last 12 paper analysis ಇಂದ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. Clear? So now let me discuss one by one. First I'm going to choose structure of atom. Okay. So in chemistry first PU you people have structure of atom. So our structure of atom discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ okay, structure of atom discuss ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So in case of this structure of atom first PU concept, so there is something what you people call it as atom. So we know that atom made up of 3 more particles, that is electron, proton, neutron. So this electron, proton and neutron are called as subatomic particles. They are called as subatomic particles or fundamental particle of an atom. So in case of structure of atom, we discussed about discovery of electron, discovery of proton, discovery of neutron, as well as their properties, again their charges. So electron discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, cathode rays, anode rays, who discovered, different theories, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀವು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ವೈಲ್ ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ. ನೌ ಯು ಸಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, the correct set of quantum numbers for the unpaired electron of chlorine atom is. So they want us to identify the quantum numbers for the unpaired electron in chlorine atom. So they are given chlorine atom. So let me write Cl. For chlorine, atomic number is 17. If I write electronic configuration, chlorine electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, then another one is 3s2, 3p5. So this is electronic configuration of chlorine atom. So from here to here, this is completely filled. This is completely filled. In case of 3p, we know that 3p, 3 orbitals ಇದೆ, 5 electrons ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So ನಾವು ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. ರೀಸನ್ ಏನು ನಾನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಇನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ದೇ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಅನ್ಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ quantum numbers for the unpaired electron. Then how to guess quantum number, or what exactly quantum numbers are? So here you can check, they have given n, l, m. Then what are n, l, m meaning? So before discussing that one, question discuss ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ, so let me explain these quantum numbers, shells and subshells. Okay, now let me take shells. Okay, so we have K shell, L shell, M shell, N shell. K shell is denoted by 1, that is n is equals to 1, where L is n is equals to 2, M is n is equals to 3, and n is equals to 4. K shell, L shell, M shell, and N shell. This K shell can occupy maximum number of 2 electrons. L shell can occupy maximum number of 8 electrons. N shell can occupy 18 electrons, and N shell can occupy 32 electrons. Then what are these 2, 8, 18, 32 idella enu? So maximum number of electrons that can be present in the given shell. So kottiro shell alli ishtu maximum number of electrons irutte. Then how to determine the maximum number of electrons present in any shell? So maximum number of electrons which are present in any shell can be calculated by using formula 2n square. For example, okay. So for L shell, we know that n is equals to 2. Substitute value of n, we know that 2n square, which is equal to, so you take 2 where n is 2, 2 square, which is equals to 2 square is 4, 4 2s are 8. Therefore, 8 electrons present for L is equals to 2. So maximum number of electrons can be calculated by using formula 2n square. So 2n square ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ? This 2n square is used to calculate maximum number of electrons in a shell. So maximum number of electrons in a shell can be calculated by using the formula 2n square. Now, so after this one, so we have another thing, that is what we are going to call them as subshells. So there is one subshell S, next is P, next is D, next is F. There are 4 subshell: S subshell, P subshell, D subshell, and F subshell. Maximum number of electrons that can be present in S subshell is 2, P subshell is 6, D subshell is 10, and F subshell is 14. So these are nothing but again maximum number of electrons that can be present. Maximum number of electrons that can be present in S subshell is always 2, P is 6, D is 10, F is 14. So again, let me try to write structure of an atom. Okay, so this is nucleus. Nucleus is surrounded by definite number of circular paths. Okay, this is structure of an atom. So here, so this is what we call it as K shell, L shell, M shell, N shell. So continue agate, let me call it as O. K, L, M, N ide. These K, L, M, N, what we call it as shells, they are also called as orbit. Then what is an orbit? So orbit is nothing but it's a definite circular path around the nucleus. The definite, so here you can check the definite circular path which are present around the nucleus is called as shells. These shells are also called as what? Orbit. They are also called as orbit. It measures an energy. So K shell shells ಏನು denote ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? So ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ quantum numbers ಅಲ್ಲಿ discuss ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So this is about maximum number of electrons that can be present in any shell. Then these shells consist of subshells. These shells consist of what? Subshells. These subshells consist of orbital. So orbital go orbit ko difference ide, where orbit is just a definite circular path around the nucleus. On the nucleus ide, nucleus surrounding a definite path ide, that is what we call it as an orbit. Then what is an orbital? So orbital is nothing but It's a three-dimensional space. So orbital is three-dimensional space where probability of finding electron is maximum. The three-dimensional space where probability of finding electron is maximum is called as orbital, and definite circular path is called as orbit. So ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, shell ಇದೆ, shell subshells ಇರುತ್ತೆ. How many subshells or how many orbitals can be present in any shell? So ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ K shell ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, K shell ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. L shell ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, L shell ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So that is given by the formula n square. That n square always represents what? Number of orbitals. Number of orbitals in a shell. Number of orbital in a shell is calculated by using formula n square. So now you can check very easily. If I take n is equals to 1, K shell can have only one orbital. If I substitute n is equals to 2, L shell can have 4 orbital. If I substitute n is equals to 3 square, so 3 square is 9. So if I substitute 4 square is 16. There are 16 orbitals in n shell, 9 orbitals in m shell, 4 orbitals in L shell, and only 1 orbital in K shell. So orbitals ku subshells ku hege differentiate ಮಾಡೋದು. So how one can differentiate and how one can easily identify the difference, nothing but orbitals as well as subshells. So now I will try to differentiate orbitals as well as subshells. Spherical shape, yes. Dumbbell shape, P. Double dumbbell shape, D. And we know that shape of F subshell is complex. Spherical is S, dumbbell is P, double dumbbell is D, and F is complex. While discussing same structure of an atom, teachers ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, there is one called as Px, there is another orbital, you call it as Py, there is another orbital Pz. We have 3 coordinates. Okay, 3 coordinates, the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. We know the shape of P orbital is dumbbell shape. So dumbbell shape orbital ಏನಾದರೂ x-axis orient ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ we call it as Px. If it is oriented towards y, we call it as Py, and if it is oriented towards z-axis, we call it as Pz. So there are Px orbital, y orbital, z orbital. Therefore, a simple P subshell. So P ಅನ್ನೋ subshell ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು orbitals ಬರುತ್ತೆ? That P subshell can have how many orbitals? 3 orbitals, Px, Py, Pz. Then what about D? D is having 5. 5 ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? So one is dxy, another one is dyz, and another one is dzx, and another one is dx square minus y square, another one is dz square. What about F? So F can have maximum, that is 7 orbitals. Clear? So I hope you got it. S subshell can have only one. Why it is only one? Sir, S1 ಯಾಕಿದೆ, P ಯಾಕೆ 3 ಇದೆ? S1 ಯಾಕಿದೆ? ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, this is spherical in shape. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ spherical shape ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, coordinate change ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Since it never changes its coordinate, number of orbital in S is 1, number of orbital in P is 3, number of orbital in D is 5, and number of orbital in F is 7. So these are number of orbitals which are present in S, P, D, and F. Then what about number of electrons? So ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, S can occupy 2, P can occupy 6, D can occupy 10, and F can occupy 14. So ಹೇಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು electrons ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ present ಇದೆ? So now the maximum number of electrons that can be present in an orbital electron in an orbital is always 2. Meaning tumba simple, one orbital alli ಎಷ್ಟು number of electrons irutte, it can occupy only 2 electrons. So now you check, ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ S. S subshell ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್? ಒನ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಒನ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? 2. Next, P subshell is having how many orbitals? 3 orbitals. So this is only one orbital. So P is having 3 orbital, D is having 5 orbitals, and F is having 7 orbitals. So ನೀವೇ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಎಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? 2. ಪಿ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? 1 2 3 4 5 6. ಡಿ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. F 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So S can occupy 2, P can occupy 6, D can occupy 10, and F is having maximum of 14 electrons. So E concept na mind alli idkondu we are going to fill electrons. So then electronic configuration anta karitira. Then what do you mean by electronic configuration? Electronic configuration is nothing but an ordered arrangement of electrons. Okay, so based on their energies. So just by considering energy of the shells, we are going to fill electrons in an orbital. So then electronic configuration anta karitira. So this is about shells and subshells. So question idideno, we are discussing about correct set of quantum numbers. ಈಗ quantum numbers ಬಗ್ಗೆ discuss ಮಾಡುವ. So now quantum numbers. So how many quantum numbers are there? We know that there are 4 quantum numbers. Okay. So first one is principal quantum number. Second one is azimuthal quantum number. Third one is magnetic quantum number, and fourth one is spin quantum number. Principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number. Principal quantum number is denoted by N, azimuthal quantum number is by L, magnetic is by M, and spin quantum number is by S. Principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number, and spin quantum number. So complete 4 ಏನಿದೆ, complete 4 ನ explain ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, just check ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ now. So first one is principal quantum number. Principal quantum number, first one yavadu? It is denoted by N. Okay, if N is equals to 1, then N is equals to 2, next N is equals to 3, next N is equals to 4, etc. That N is equals to 1 represents K shell, N is equals to 2 represents L shell, N is equals to 3 represents M shell, N is equals to 4 represents N shell. That K shell can occupy maximum of 2 electrons. L can occupy maximum of 10 electrons. Then L can occupy 18 electrons. Then this can occupy 32 electrons. Okay, sorry, this occupies, okay, 8 electrons, 18 electrons, and another one is 32 electrons. This is principal quantum number. It always represents, or it always shows energy. So a shell in particular energy there. So you check madi, K shell is lesser when compared to L, when compared to M, when compared to N. So energy level increase aagta hogide. After principal quantum number, let me take azimuthal quantum number. So this azimuthal quantum number is denoted by L is always having n minus 1 values. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅಜಿಮುಥಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ n minus 1 ಇರುತ್ತೆ. n ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ 1 ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Therefore 1 minus 1 is 0. Therefore azimuthal quantum number starts with 0. L is equals to 0, L is equals to 1, L is equals to 2, and L may be equal to 3. L is equals to 0 always represents S subshell. L is equals to 1 represents P subshell. L is equals to 2 represents D subshell, and L is equals to 3 represents F subshell. So if L is equals to 0, yes, for example, I'm going to take an example. So here let me take 3p. So in case 3p ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ this 3p first ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದೇನು represent ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, that represents principal quantum number. After principal quantum number we are going to write azimuthal quantum number. Principal followed by azimuthal. Now first ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು 3, principal quantum number is 3. So here value of n, principal quantum number is 2, 3. Then what about value of L, azimuthal quantum number? ನಾನು ಏನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ p. So p ಅಂದ್ರೆ L value ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 1. So if n is equals to 3, L is equals to 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ then it is 3p. If I take n is equals to 1 and L is equals to 0. n is equals to 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1, L is equals to 0. We know that L is equals to 0 is yes. Therefore it is 1s. Next, n is equals to 2 and L is equals to 0. n is equals to 2 andre second shell, L is equals to 0 andre that is 2s orbital. Next, let me take n is equals to 4 and L is equals to 2. n is equals to 4, principal quantum number 4 mention ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. L is equals to 2 ಅಂದ್ರೇನು D, therefore it is 4D. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ 5f. 5f ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು, n is equals to ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ನಂಬರ್ 5. Then what about value of L? They have given f. For f, L is equals to what? 3. So L is equals to 3 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ it becomes 5f. Clear? So this is simple azimuthal quantum number. L is equals to 0 for S, L is equals to 1 for P, L is equals to 2 for D, and L is equals to 3 for F. Next one. After azimuthal quantum number, we have magnetic quantum number. This magnetic quantum number always represents orientation. So orientation ಹೇಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ನಾನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, if I take spherical structure, only one directional ಮಾತ್ರ orientation ಆಗತ್ತೆ. No, ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ಟರು orientation remains the same. But in case ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, if it is x-axis ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ, now it is in y-axis. The orientation of these dumbbell shapes are different in different coordinates. So ಇದನ್ನ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. For magnetic quantum number, ಏನ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ? So ಇದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, if possible ಬರ್ಕೊಂತಾ ಇರಿ. So magnetic quantum number ಏನ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? In case of magnetic quantum number, when L is equals to 0, magnetic quantum number value is 1. So magnetic number is always calculated by using 2L plus 1 values ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Substitute L is equals to 0. 2 into 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. So 1 ಇದೆ. Next, if I take L is equals to 1, total M values ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? We are going to get total number of M values as 3. But ಆ 3 values ಯಾವುದು? So those 3 values are nothing but first one is -1, 0, plus 1. These are the 3 values for L is equals to 1. Next, I'm going to take D. So for D, L is equals to 2. For F, L is equals to 3. When L is equals to 2, 2 2s are 4 plus 1, we are going to get 5 orientations. If L is equals to 3, I'm going to get 7 orientations. Then, so orientation ಯಾವುದು? 5 orientation ಯಾವುದಿರುತ್ತೆ? That is -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. In case of m, -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. These many variations. Okay. Is to orientation either. This is about magnetic quantum number. Then we people have spin quantum number. So there are only two spin. Okay. So that is first one is represented by plus of, another one is represented by minus of. We are going to represent plus of spin by writing this one. Or ಇದೆರಡು ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಏನು ಬರೀತೀರಾ ಈ ತರ ಬರೆದು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. There are only two spin. One is clockwise, another one is anti-clockwise. So this is clockwise and this one is anti-clockwise. Clockwise spin, anti-clockwise spin. So this is about quantum numbers. There are four quantum numbers: principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number, and last one is spin quantum number. In principal quantum number represented by n, azimuthal by L, magnetic by m, and spin quantum number by s. Ist ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. Principal whatever. So quantum number ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇ questions ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ನೀವು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Now last question discuss ಮಾಡುವ. So here the correct set of quantum numbers for the unpaired electron of chlorine atom is. So again, ಮತ್ತೆ ತಗೊಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Let me take electronic configuration of chlorine, that is 17, and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. So unpaired electron present over here. And ಅದನ್ನ orbital diagram ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ like this. We know that first one is 3px, next one is 3py, next one is 3pz. Px orbital, py orbital, then pz orbital. 5 electrons fill ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು? ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 3pz ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದೇ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್ n, l, m. ಸೊ n, l, m. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ n, therefore n is equals to 3. n is equals to 3 choose ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು just check option A, n is equals to 2, option B, n is equals to 2. Therefore both option A and B are wrong. Two chances are there that it may be option C or option D. Next, they have given p orbital. We know that L is equals to 0 for S, L is equals to 1 for P. Therefore for P, L is equals to 1. So in option D they have given L is equals to 0. Therefore option D no ಆಗಲ್ಲ, wrong. Therefore ಈ ತರ ನೀವು predict ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ the correct option is option C is correct. So this is the correct option. Then what about M? So they have given m is equals to 1. So m 1 ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? px is, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, p orbital is -1, 0, +1. Since we have taken pz orbital, value of m is equals to 1. Therefore the correct set of quantum numbers for the unpaired electron of chlorine atom is n is equals to 3, l is equals to 1, and m is equals to 1. Clear? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? So in case ಇನ್ನೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, we want one more example. You take same question, the set of quantum numbers for the unpaired electron of, instead of chlorine atom, you try to write for sodium atom. You try to write quantum numbers for sodium atom. Sodium atom quantum numbers ಹೇಳಿ. Chat box ಅಲ್ಲಿ reply ಮಾಡಿ. I'm waiting for your reply. Concept ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? You try to write quantum numbers for sodium atom. Chat box. Let it be. Okay. Akash, magnetic quantum number once again repeat sir. Fine sir. So ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ. So first question discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, that is about chlorine. So now ನಾನು example ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. You try to write quantum numbers for sodium atom. You take sodium atom. Sodium is Na. For sodium, atomic number Z is equals to 11. Electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. There is one unpaired electron in 3s orbital. ಈ 3s1 ಗೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು? ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ನಂಬರ್ ಏನ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡಿನೋಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ n. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಏನ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ l. ನಾವು n is equals to ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? n ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ? ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ 3. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ l ಏನಿದೆ? s ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 0. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ l is equals to 0 s, l is equals to 1 p, l is equals to 2 for d, l is equals to 3 for f. Then what about value of m and value of s? Since l is equals to 0, we know that m is always 2l plus 1 values. So Akash, here I'm explaining magnetic quantum number. So here m value ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 2l plus 1 value irada. Therefore for m, when l is equals to 0, if substitute l is equals to 0, if I substitute l is equals to 0, I'm going to get m is equals to only one value, that value is 0. If I substitute l is equals to 1, l is equals to 1 substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2 ones are 2 plus 1. So I'm going to get m is equals to 3. 3 values ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವ್ದು? -1, 0, plus 1. Next l is equals to 2 ತಗೊಂತೀರಾ. When l is equals to 2, m is equals to ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 2 2s are 4 plus 1 5 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 5 ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ values? 5 ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? -2, -1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Since l is equals to 0, m value ಏನಿದೆ? 0. s ಒಂದೇ electron ಇದೆ, so I'm going to write either plus of or minus of. This is the quantum numbers which are denoted for sodium atom. I hope you got it. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So otherwise, if you have any doubts, n is equals to 3, l is equals to 0, m is equals to -1. No sir, m is not -1. So m is 0. m -1 ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು? So m ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ 1 ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ either it must be of p orbital, d orbital or f. s ಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. Clear? So this is chlorine atom, sodium atom. Let me take one more example. One more example ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ತಗೋಣ? Let me take calcium. Okay, you take calcium. Atomic number of calcium is 20. Electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. ನೀವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, so last electron. So you try different examples. So this is first question, then second one. Now, if electron, hydrogen, helium and neon. So if hydrogen, helium, neon nuclei moving with the velocity of light, we know that velocity of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, then wavelength are associated with these particles are in the order. Wavelength knowing its velocity. Then how to identify this one? ಹೇಗೆ identify ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? So we know that de Broglie equation ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. According to de Broglie equation, ಅದನ್ನ derive ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು E is equals to mc square. Then we are going to use E is equals to h nu use ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. De Broglie equation ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? According to De Broglie equation, lambda is equals to h divided by m into v. Since h Planck's constant ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, this lambda is inversely proportional to mass into velocity. But they have given all are moving with velocity of light. So here velocity remains the same. Since velocity remains the same, velocity same irodrinda, lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by m. Lambda yavudakke inversely proportional agide? Mass. Therefore, as the mass increases, wavelength decreases. Wavelength decreases. So they have given what? First one electron kottidare. They have given hydrogen, then they have given helium, then they have given neon. So atomic mass nimage gottide, mass of electron is very less. It is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 order. Hydrogen is 1H1. So helium is 2He4. So neon is 10, neon almost 20. Therefore, atomic mass of helium's electron is less than hydrogen. Hydrogen is less than helium. Helium is less than neon. So now I arranged these one in the increasing order of mass. Mass ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, increasing order arrange ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. But ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದೇನು? We want wavelength. So since we want wavelength, arrange ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. But ಈಗ mass increase ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ wavelength ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Decrease ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So reverse ಬರೆದ್ರೆ electron wavelength is maximum when compared to hydrogen. Hydrogen is maximum when compared to helium. So helium is maximum when compared to neon. So this follows the order. This is for wavelength. Helium, sorry, electron greater than hydrogen, greater than helium. So helium greater than neon. So check ಮಾಡಿ. Option ಇದೆ. Option A, electron is greater than hydrogen, than helium, than neon. Therefore option A is correct. So in order to solve this question, again use the De Broglie's equation. So according to De Broglie's equation, we know that lambda is equals to h by mv, where h is Planck's constant. Okay, so h constant ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ? H is inversely proportional to 1 by mv. Since all are moving with the same velocity, again we neglect ಮಾಡಿ, lambda is inversely proportional to m. Since lambda is inversely proportional to m, as the mass of the substance increases, their wavelength decreases. Mass ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, wavelength decrease ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So increased mass ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, electron mass is less when compared to hydrogen, when compared to helium, when compared to neon. Corresponding wavelength are electron is greater than hydrogen, hydrogen greater than helium, helium is greater than neon. So this is order of wavelength. Therefore it is option A. That is electron greater than hydrogen, greater than helium, and greater than neon. Okay. Now we have E is equals to mc square. Another formula is there. We know that E is equals to h nu. So two formula is there. So D is equals to mc square. This is Einstein's mass energy relation. Einstein's mass energy relation, and where E is equals to h nu, Planck's theory. Okay. By using these two concepts, since both LHS are same and equate ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, then mc square is equals to h nu. But we know that nu is equals to c divided by lambda. Therefore mc square is equals to h into c divided by lambda. C cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Therefore mc, which is equals to h divided by lambda. Therefore, lambda is equals to h divided by mc. Okay. Equation. So, equation use modkondo. I solved last question. Equation solve madidini. So, correct option is A. In case any doubts ittu andre chat box alli reply ಮಾಡಿ. Now let us move to next question. This one. The uncertainty. So they have given the uncertainty in the position of an electron of mass 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 28 grams with a velocity of 3.0 into 10 to the power 4 centimeter per second is accurate up to 0.001%, will be. So ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬಹುದು? ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ uncertainty. This is what we call as Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. According to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, delta x and delta p is greater than or equal to h divided by 4 pi. So e expression nodirtira. So delta x and delta h is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi. So e equation ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ? So Heisenberg uncertainty principle, according to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, both position and momentum of a moving particle cannot be simultaneously. So for example, nodಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು simple ball ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Let me take this one as an example of ball. If ball is at rest, ball rest ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ position ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, but velocity is 0. If the same ball is in motion, ball ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is possible to calculate its velocity, but its position cannot be determined simultaneously. Okay, so ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಸಿ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ. ಬಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ velocity. Therefore, for any moving particle, according to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, for any moving particles, so exact position ಮತ್ತೆ momentum determine ಮಾಡೋದಿಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. That is simultaneously. It is not possible to determine position and momentum of a moving particle simultaneously. But ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So according to this one, ನಾನು ಡೇಟಾ ಬರ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. So for this one, the uncertainty position of an electron is moving with a velocity. They are given velocity. Velocity v is equals to 3 into 10 to the power 4 centimeter per second. They have given is accurate up to. We need to calculate what? Uncertainty in position. So uncertainty in position ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Delta x calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. By using the formula delta x into delta p is equal to or greater than h by 4 pi. Since we need to calculate delta x calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ cross multiplication ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. Delta x is equals to h divided by delta p into 4 pi. But what is delta p? The change in momentum delta p is equals to m into delta v, where m is mass, delta v is change in velocity. So here they have given mass as well as velocity. Therefore, which is equal to value of h, they have given h value 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 27 divided by delta p. So mass is ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Delta p is nothing but m into delta v. So mass is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 28 grams into, what about velocity? Velocity is 3 into 10 to the power 4 into 4 pi, where pi is 3.14. So we are going to end up with one value. So here I substitute the value of h, delta p, that is m into delta v. So ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ values check ಮಾಡಿ. So this is value of h, this is value of m, this is delta v, so this is pi. Substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಜೊತೆಗೆ they have given something that is accurate up to 0.01%, that is 0.001% correct ಇದೆ. So in order to get 0.001% correct ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? That ಏನ್ correct ಇದೆ, velocity is accurate up to 0.001%. Therefore, we need to multiply velocity ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಈ velocity ಗೆ ಏನ್ multiply ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? In order to accurate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ we are going to take 0.001 by 100. So by 100 ಯಾಕೆ? Since they are given percentage, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ accuracy ನ convert ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So you can calculate like this. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಯೂಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಪಿ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಂ ಇಂಟು ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ವಿ. ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ಮೊಮೆಂಟಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮಾಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 28 into what about change in velocity, that is 3 into 10 to the power 4 multiplied by. So accuracy ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ? They have given accuracy 0.001%, therefore 0.001 divided by 100. ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we are going to get some value. ಆ delta p ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, instead of this substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you will get the answer. So substitute ಮಾಡಿ answer ಹೇಳಿ. Come on children, everything is there on your screen. I want to answer. Come on children, answer ಮಾಡಿ. I'm waiting. Solve ಮಾಡಿ answer ಹೇಳಿ. Whether it is option A or option B. Nisarga sir, repeat the spin quantum number. Madam, you just remember plus of and negative of. Repeat once the de Broglie's theorem. Madam, it's very simple. Lambda is equals to h by mv. Just you remember that equation. So ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ problems ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Don't try to learn the whole theory. Children's answers. Solve ಮಾಡಿ ಬೇಗ. Okay, listen. Screen check ಮಾಡಿ. Exams ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. In case ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Just to check. Simple mathematics. Now, I'm going to take 9.1 as 9. 9 3s are into 10 to the power minus 28 plus 4 hoitu andre it becomes 10 to the power minus 24 into 0.001 ಇದೆ. 1 ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ -1 -2 -3. That is 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 whole divided by 100 is nothing but 10 power 2. 10 power 2 ಮೇಲೆ shift ಆದ್ರೆ again it becomes 10 power minus 2 which is equal to 27 into 10 to the power minus 24 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 which is equals to 27 into 10 to the power minus 29 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, approximate answer ತಗೊಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, not exact answer. This is 27 into 10 to the power minus 29. So ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಯ್ತು, ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 whole divided by what is delta p? Delta p we got 27 into 10 to the power minus 29 into 4 pi. So 4 into 3.14. Just 4 3s ankolli. 4 3s it is 12, which is equal to. So if I take 4 3s are 12. So substitute ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 6.6 ಇದೆ. If I take 6 1s, 6 2s, then 27 2s 54. Therefore it is 1 divided by 54 into. So here we have 10 to the power minus 34. Okay, sorry, this is not 10 to the power minus 34. This is 10 to the power 27. So 27 is 29 is 29 numerator ಗೆ ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ plus 29 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Plus 29 minus 27 is 10 to the power 2. 1 divided by 54. So 1 divided by 54 is 0.0, which is equal to nearly 0.02 into 10 power 2 agate, which is approximately 2. Therefore, the nearest answer is option A, that is 1.92 centimeter. Okay, this is the correct answer. So in the absence of calculator, ನಿಮಗೆ time ಇರಲ್ಲ because 45 questions, each question 1 minute time ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು each and every time multiplication ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋದ್ರೆ it takes more time. ಸೊ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಸೊ ನಿಯರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಯರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ 2. ಸೊ ನಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 1.92 centimeter is correct. 1.2 centimeter. Next. Values of 4 quantum numbers for the last electron. Again, we are using quantum numbers. Last electron are given. The atomic number of an atom. So just you check. So atomic number of an atom just by using quantum numbers. They are given what? N is equals to 4, L is equals to 1, M is equals to +1, and S is equals to -1/2. Since they have given L is equals to 1, so N is equals to 4 andre that is 4. L is equals to 1 is nothing but P. We know that P 3 orbitals ide. First orbital is -1, 0, next one is +1. Therefore M yavudagirbeku, PZ agirbeku. Then they have given S, value of S is minus of. So now fill ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ, plus of, plus of, plus of, minus of, minus of. So and another one is minus of. So ಕೇಳಿರೋದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? Values of 4 quantum numbers for last electron. So that last electron is the one which are written in red color. Red color ಬರ್ದಿರೋದು last electron. Last electron ಯಾವುದು? P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. Hence it is 4P6. So exact is 4P6. ಈ 4P6 electronic configuration ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ end ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Again, ನಾನು last class ಅಲ್ಲಿ in getting in first class, while discussing periodic classification, we have taken helium, next is neon, so next is argon, next is krypton, next is xenon, radon, Og. Helium ends with S2, neon ends with 2P6, argon ends with 3P6, krypton ends with 4P6, xenon ends with 5P6, radon ends with 6P6, and Og ends with 7P6. Atomic number of helium is 2, so neon is 10, argon is 18, krypton is 36, xenon is 54, radon is 86, and Og is 118. So just a common sense ಅಷ್ಟೇ, predictable ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So ನೀವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, krypton it ends with 4P6 electronic configuration and its atomic number is 36. ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ quantum number ಅಲ್ಲಿ nothing but according to given question and given quantum numbers, electronic configuration ends with 4P6. Therefore atomic number is 6, that is krypton. Therefore option D is correct. So for this question, option D. First chapter ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಕೇಳಿ, try to use common sense. Anusha, very good madam, it's 36. Tanu, voice break ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ sir, please network ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಪ್ಪ. ಸಹನಾ ಎಸ್ ಸರ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಿರಾ, ವಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್? ಓಕೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ನೋ, ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, we need common sense. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ common sense ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. The atomic weight of an element is 39. They are given atomic weight, that is 39. Let me take it as Z, X, A. So they have given A is equals to what? 39. The number of neutron in its nucleus is one more than number of protons. Therefore, if I take number of proton P is equals to X, okay, instead of X, let me take something. Okay, so the atomic weight of an element is 39. So they are given A is equals to 39. They are given neutron is one more than number of protons. So we know that protons are represented by Z. Therefore, if Z is equals to or proton is equals to some M, number of neutron sorry for the inconvenience. So it is option A. Okay. So now, therefore, this is option A. So now let us move on to next question. Here it is. So last problem madidini, just try to solve this one. The position of both an electron and helium atom is known within 1 nanometer. So on the distance ಇದೆ, ಈ distance ಒಳಗಡೆ position of electron as well as helium atom is known. Position of helium ಮತ್ತೆ electron ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಯಾವ distance ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 nanometer ಅಲ್ಲಿ. And the momentum of electron is also known within 50 into 10 to the power minus 26. Then the minimum uncertainty in the measurement of the momentum of helium is. So ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೀಲಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಹೀಲಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಲಿಯಂ ನ ಮೊಮೆಂಟಮ್ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟನಿಟಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟನಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ಮೊಮೆಂಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 50 into 10 to the power minus 26. So by doing this, how to calculate? So again, according to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, delta x into delta p is greater than or equal to h divided by 4 pi. This is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So they have given what? Delta x into delta p, h andre constant, 4 andre constant. Therefore, the product of delta x and delta p is equals to some constant. I'm going to take this one as some constant. So the product of change in momentum, the product of change in position is always constant. They have given subatomic particle. So subatomic particle, I'm going to take 1 as well as 2. Let me take electron. Electron ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, delta x of electron and delta of p of electron is equal to what? Some constant. Let me take it as x. Okay, x ಬೇಡ, ಅದನ್ನ constant ಅಂತಾನೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. So this is constant. Next, again if I take for helium, delta x of helium and delta p of helium again is equals to constant. So RHS of both are constant. So RHS of both are constant idre ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? So they have given delta x value, constant value same. Then what about delta p? So again they remains the same. Therefore answer is 50 into 10 to the power minus 26 kg meter per second. So I think concept ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. According to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, delta x into delta p is greater than h by 4 pi. h by 4 pi ನೀವು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು constant. You take helium or you take any particles which are in motion. If I take any particles which are in motion or with some velocity, h by 4 pi always remains constant. Therefore, for electron, delta x of electron, delta p of electron is constant. For helium, delta x of electron and delta p of electron is also constant. Erdu constant value ಇದೆ. Delta x they have given within 1 nanometer. So again, delta x is also common. Therefore, delta p remains the same. Therefore, answer is 50 into 10 to the power minus 26 kg meter per second. So again, it remains the same 50 into 10 to the power minus 26 kg meter per second. Okay. Any doubts? So it is option D. Next. Okay. So here, the total number of electrons present in s orbital, p orbital, d orbital of cesium ion respectively. So they want us to calculate total number of electrons which are present in cesium ion. This is cesium and this is cesium ion. Cesium ion is obtained by loss of an electron. So I want you people to write or to guess the atomic number of cesium. Then what is atomic number of cesium? Cesium atomic number is 2. Come on, anybody? Atomic number of cesium. At least cesium ಯಾವ group ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Children's atomic number of cesium. Sorry guys. So ಈಗ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So we need to calculate total number of electrons present in cesium ion. So that is Cs plus. Then what about atomic number of cesium? Atomic number of cesium. $58, 37. Ashwini, it's not 37. 5s. Cesium 58. Check ಮಾಡಿ cesium 58 or 56 or 57. I want for cesium. Cesium. Come on children, cesium. Atomic number 58, 55. 58 or 55? Ashwini, 55 atomic number of cesium. Okay, so cesium is 55. Now, for this you need to write electronic configuration. So electronic configuration of cesium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p6, then 4p6, then it is 5s2, 4d10, 5p6, 6s1. Correct ಇದೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Okay, so 55 ಆಗತ್ತಾ ನೋಡಿ. So this is 10. Okay, 10. So another 10. 10 plus 18. This is 7. 10 plus 10, 20, 30, 30, 48, 48 plus 7, 55. So we want for cesium ion. Cesium ion is obtained due to loss of one electron. So if I remove this electron, electronic configuration will become 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p6, 5s2, 4d10 and 5p6. So this is electronic configuration of cesium ion. But now in calculate madbeku, it find out madbekadu total number of electrons in s orbital, p orbital and d orbital. So s, p, d. So s 2 plus 2 4 plus 2 6 8 10. So therefore only 10 electrons are there in s orbital. So s orbital is having how many electrons? 10 electrons. Correct idea count ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ. So if s is having 10 electrons andre option A no, option C no, option D is also no. Therefore option B is correct. Next, what about for P? In P 6 plus 6 12, 12 plus 6 18, 18 plus 6 24. So next you have D. So D is 10, another one is 10, 20. So therefore total number of electrons in S is 10, P is 24, D is 20. Therefore the correct option is option B. The total number of electrons present in all s orbital and p orbital of cesium ions are respectively 10, 24, 10. Instead of cesium ion, if I given just cesium anta kottidre enagta ittu. Cesium ion is obtained by removing one electron from S. Therefore, if no cesium ion, S is equals to 11, P is equals to 24, and D is equals to 20. 11 electrons ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ for cesium, 10 electrons ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, this is for cesium ion. That cesium ion is present in group 1. It's an example of an alkali metal 55. So ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ 55 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So 54 noble gas. Next it starts with 55, ends with 86. So just ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ orbit electronic configuration, the atomic number na ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. First period is always between 1 to 2, second is between 3 to 10, next is between 11 to 18, next is between 19 to 36, next is between 37 to 54, next is between 55 to 86, next is between 87 to 118. So ನಿಮಗೆ just 55 ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. 55 ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ 1s1, 2s1, 3s1, 4s1, 5s1, 6s1, 5s and with 6s1 ಇಲ್ಲಿ configuration ಇದೆ. So if I remove one electron, we end up with this much. Clear? I hope you got it. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So in today's session, ಏನು discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ? So in today's session, we discussed about initially. So the most important 6 chapters ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ in 2 chapters from physical, 2 chapters from organic and 2 chapters from inorganic chemistry. So ಯಾವ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನ ಕವರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Then later we discussed about the most important chapters for your NEET exams in order to score at least 140 plus out of 180. So ಇದೆರಡು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿರೋದು just by analyzing previous 12 papers. So last one 12 NEET papers ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು. So important chapters ಯಾವುದು, important concept ಯಾವುದು. So after that one we started structure of atom. In structure of atom, so we solved some of the questions. So remaining questions na ನಾನು next class ಅಲ್ಲಿ solve ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, if you people have any doubts, you can ask me in chat box. Okay, same type. Instead of cesium, you take some another ion. So let me take simple another ion. Okay. So instead of cesium, let me take one more ion. Okay. Cesium ಬದಲು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ion ತಗೊಂತೀನಿ. Let me take it as simple argon. Atomic number of argon is 18 and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. So now SL node 2, 4, 6. It is having 6 electrons in s orbital. What about p? 6 plus 6, 12 in p. Simple way. Electronic configuration ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Sir, again electronic configuration ಹೇಗೆ ಸರ್ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು? ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗೇನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So it is very simple. ಪೀರಿಯಡಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಪೀರಿಯಡಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇನ್ನು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hope it looks like 8. So fourth period, fifth period, 4, 5, 6th, 7th. First period ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Just we are having S. Second period ಅಲ್ಲಿ we have SP. Third period is also SP. Fourth period S, D, P. Fifth S, D, P. Sixth S, F, D, P. S, F, D, P. ಸೊ ಈ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನೀಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದು? 1s, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 2s, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 2p, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 2p 3s, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 3s 3p, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 3p. ಸೊ 3p ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? 4s. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 4s ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 3d, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 3d ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 4p, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 4p ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 5s. After 5s you have 4d. 4d at takshana you people will get 4p. After 4p 6s. After 6s 4f. After 4f you will get 5d. After 5d 6p. 6p at takshana 7s. 7s 5p. 6d 7p. This is electronic configuration. So ಈ simple method na ನಾನು ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು arrow mark ಹಾಕಿ ಬರೆದು ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಏನು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ನ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಟುಡೇ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಸಿ ಯು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಟಿಲ್ ದೆನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್, ಸ್ಟೇ ಹೋಮ್. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.